Hello, my dear subscribers and well-wishers and dear friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel Akash Sylvan. Before I get on to the video, I thank Menaka Devi for just commenting to put exercise 1.5, and I also thank Christine Mary George. She set me to put for factorization. Yes, the video is on process. I will upload it very soon. So stay subscribed, Christine Mary George. And in community tab, I asked you a question of the week, where exactly point root 4 lies. Guys, remember root 4 is nothing but 2. So root 4 lies exactly on point 2 because root 4 is 2, right? It's a perfect square of 2. So many said correctly, many said incorrectly, but okay, don't give up, guys. As a student, you make mistake. But I like to call upon few names who just posted a message, who just commented on the community tab. Correct answers are Saravanan, Dikshita Sivakumar, Arifa Dakora, Vandana Mishra. I congratulate you guys because you have understood the concept very well. Thank you and keep going with the knees. And Raj Pranav said that the point root 4 lies between 2 and 3. Raj Pranav bro, it's not between 2 and 3. It is exactly at 2. Don't give up. Sometimes we make mistake, so you keep commenting and keep supporting us, and thank you for your sweet comment, Raj Pranav. So with that ease, let us start our video. Now we have exercise 1.5 class 9 subject mathematics. The first main goes like this. Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. Before I go with the first problem, you guys have to know few properties related to this. Let me share that also. This is the property you guys need to learn. R means rational, I means irrational. Okay. So when I add a rational and an irrational number, the sum what I get is an irrational number. Suppose if I subtract a rational number and an irrational number, I'll be getting an irrational number only. If I take or if I multiply rational and an irrational number, I'll be getting an irrational number as a product. Or if I divide rational and irrational, the quotient is irrational. This property you have to know. And irrational means mostly root will be there, cube root will be there, like this. So can I call root 4 as an irrational number? No, because root 4 is nothing but 2, which is a perfect square. 2 is nothing but a rational number. So please remember this concept. Coming to this. So everyone know 2 is a rational number. We have an operator minus. What is root 5? Root 5 is an irrational number. Just now we learnt a property, right? Rational minus irrational. What is rational minus irrational? It is irrational. Correct? So I can say rational minus irrational is an irrational. So therefore 2 minus root 5 is an irrational number. Easy, right? Yes, very easy. Now let's go with the second one. Second one says like this. 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Yes, come on guys, remove the brackets. What if I remove the brackets? 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Everyone know, right? Plus root 23 minus root 23 gets cancelled because same number with different signs gives us 0. Like this. 3 minus 3 means what? 0, right? Same number but with different sign will gives us 0. So what is left over if plus root 23 and minus root 23 get cancelled? We are left over with 3. 3 is nothing but 3 by 1. So it is in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0. So I can call this as to be a rational number. That is 3 plus root 23 minus root 23 is a rational number. Third one. 2 root 7 by 7 root 7. Root 7 gets cancelled. So leftover is 2 by 7. Correct? 2 by 7 is nothing but a fraction where q is not equal to 0. Correct? This is p. This is q. If q is not equal to 0, then I can say the given number is a rational number. See guys, remember what is the definition of rational number? Rational number means any number in the form of p by q where p and q are integers and this denominator q should not be equal to 0. Suppose if I have a number like 3 by 0 which doesn't exist at all, which leads to infinity. Look here the numerator is p and the denominator is q. I can't call this as a rational number because as per rational number q should not be equal to 0. It can be 1, 2, 3 or any integer. It can be positive or negative integers. Okay. So now fourth one, 1 by root 2. Yes, you know 1 means what? 1 is a rational number. Root 2 is an irrational number. So just now we have learnt a property, r divided by I. What is r divided by I gives? R divided by I is I. So when I divide a rational and irrational number, we will be getting an irrational number. So 1 by root 2 is also an irrational number. Last one, very interesting, 2 pi. Guys, please remember pi value is 3.14 and it goes on. Correct? So pi is an irrational number. Please remember pi is an irrational number. But 22 by 7 is not a rational number. It is a rational number because q is not equal to 0. Many will confuse. Sir, you are saying pi as irrational number, but how can 22 by 7 is not an irrational number? Please remember, pi is an irrational number, but 22 by 7 is a rational number because pi is nothing but 3.14. We doesn't have, after a point, the digit goes on, correct? We don't have an end for a digit. That's why it's called as an irrational number. But 22 by 7, since it obeys this rule, that is p by q, where q is not equal to 0, I can say this to be a rational number. Okay, so everyone know 2 as a rational number. 2 pi is nothing but 2 into pi. So rational into, just now I said pi means it is an irrational number. Guys, remember, I repeat again, pi is irrational, but 22 by 7 is a rational number. Please keep it in your mind. So what is r into I? R into I is nothing but I. Correct? Rational into irrational is irrational. So 2 pi is an irrational number. Understood? No? It's a very easy one where you can expect for your multiple choice questions or 1 mark question. So yes, hope you have understood this. Now let I do the second main now. Second main says like this, simplify each of the following expression. That is, first one, 3 plus root 3 into, okay, assume it as an into 2 plus root 2. So we have a binomial term here. What do you mean by binomial term? Two terms. So we have a binomial multiplied with another binomial. So how to multiply this? To multiply a binomial term with another binomial term, that is two terms, we are going to make use of distributive property. What does this distributive property means? See, it's very easy. Distributive property means you just understand the arrow mark that I am putting. If you understand the arrow mark, it's very easy. Look here carefully. The first term is 3 plus root 3. Correct? So in this first term, the first term is the 3. Correct? So from 3, let I draw 2 arrows which is getting on to a next term. Look here properly. This 3, from this 3, I am emerging out 2 arrows. One arrow is facing the first term of this second binomial and another arrow is facing the second term of the second binomial. Similarly, for root 3, that is the second term of the first binomial, I may draw the arrow mark like this, 2 arrow mark. One arrow mark should be with the first term in the second binomial and another arrow mark should go to the second term of the second binomial. If you drew this arrow mark like this, then it's very easy to understand the distributive property. Okay, if it is like this, 3 plus x into x minus 4. Binomial term, 2 terms, here also 2 terms binomial term. Of course, we have to make use of this distributive property. So how to place the arrow mark? Come on, help me out. From 3, 2 arrow mark should come, one with x and another with minus 4, correct? Another with minus 4. Now, from plus x, it goes with another x and from this plus x, it is another minus 4. So hope you have understood now how to place the arrow mark. So from first term, 2 arrow mark goes like this. From second term, 2 arrow mark goes like this. If you understood the arrow mark, it's very, very easy. Okay, I have put it the arrow mark. Then how to continue? Now look here. From 3, 2 arrow mark is going. One is with 2, another is with root 2. That number you are going to multiply. Now listen carefully, guys. 3 into, what is the first arrow? 2. So this will become one term. Next, plus 3. Again, this 3 is going with into root 2. So this is the next one. So 3 into 2 plus 3 into root 2. Why sir plus? Can I put any other sign? Because here I am having plus, that is why here also I am putting plus. If there was a minus here, then you have to write minus. Be very careful with the negative signs. Now second term, root 3, from root 3 2 arrow mark, one is with 2, another is with root 2. So I can multiply. See, look here, I am having plus root 3. So plus root 3 into 2. Put a bracket. Again plus root 3. See, I am having plus root 3. That's why I am writing plus. If there was a minus, necessarily you have to write minus here. So plus root 3 into 2 over. Now plus root 3 into root 2. Plus root 3 into root 2. So we have 4 terms like this. Now let I multiply the 4 terms step by step. 3 2s are 6. Very easy. Next we have plus 3 into root 2. Look this guys. This is a rational number and this is an irrational number. We can't multiply a rational and an irrational number like this. Of course I can convert this irrational number and I can make it as a decimal. Okay, so remember we can't multiply a rational and a irrational number. So what is the answer? The answer is just 3 root 2. That's all. 3 root 2. It is understandable that we have into sign in between. Next. Yes, come on guys. Can you answer this? Just now I said an irrational and a rational cannot be multiplied. If it is cannot multiply, what can I do? I can write just 2 root 3 like this. Preferably write a rational number first and irrational number first to avoid the confusion. Okay. Don't write root 3 2. Because it will be like root 32 sometimes. To be at the safer side, write the rational number first and the irrational number, even though the multiplicands are different here. Next, here we have root 3 into root 2. Very surprisingly, both the numbers are irrational number. Remember, if both numbers are irrational number, we can multiply the radicands. What does this radicand means? Radicand is nothing but any number inside the root. That is called as radicand. R-A-D-I-C-A-N-D. So if both are irrational number, we can multiply the radicand. So what is 3 2s are 6. But don't forget to write root also, because 3 2s are 6 but we have root, so write root 6 also. Okay students, can you say the answer for this? Cube root 3 into square root 4. You might have all said cube root 12, but that is not correct. Why? Just now I said no, both if it is irrational number I can multiply the radicand. Then why not it is? Is it root 12 is correct? No, root 12 is also not correct. Remember, whenever we are multiplying, the root should be same. I am having a cube root, here I am having a square root. Remember very thoroughly, when the roots are different, I cannot multiply those irrational number. So what is the answer for this then? The answer is same. Cube root 3 into square root 4. Remember, when the roots are same, then only you can multiply the radicands. If the roots are different, we can't multiply this. Okay, so remember this concept also. So this is the final answer, correct? We can't add this. And remember, if I have to add any irrational number, the radicand should be same. Look here, the radicands are same. And the root also should be same. If the radicand and the root is same, then only I can add their coefficients. Coefficients is nothing but the number just before the irrational number. If you don't have any number, we are just going to put 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2 root 3. Guys, I think I am not confusing you much. So please try to understand. Okay, if it was like this, root 3 plus root 2. Yes, root is same. Here also I am having root. Here also I am having this square root. Here also square root. Here also square root. But the radicands are different. If the radicands are different, I cannot add these irrational number. Okay, if it was like this, cube root 4 plus cube root 2 cube root 3. Look at the roots. Here also cube root. Here also cube root. Okay. Look at the radicand. Radicands are different, so I can't add. Okay, what if it was like this, cube root 4 plus 2 cube root 4? Now I can add because root is also same, radicand is also same. So nothing means the coefficient is 1. Here the coefficient is already given it as 2. So just add the coefficient, that is 3 cube root of 4 is your answer. Remember this basic concepts. Understood? So as per my rule, here you can see, here also I am having root, here also I am having root. But the radicands are different, so I am not adding the coefficient 3 and 2. So I am going to stop my answer here only. Hope you have understood. Now next one. 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. This is a very interesting problem, guys. Look at the book now. See, this is in a expression called a plus b into a minus b. You might be wondering what sir is using so big algebraic identity and all. Nothing, guys, very easy. This is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. Please remember, a plus b into a minus b is nothing but a square minus b square. As per my identity, okay, as per the identity, a is 3, b is root 3. Okay, b is root 3. So this question is already in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So I am writing this in the form of a square minus b square. So a is 3, b is root 3. Let me write it in this form. So 3 square minus root 3 square. Correct, no? In place of a, I have written 3. In place of b, I have written root 3. Just compare this and this. A square minus b square. How I got a as 3 and b as root 3? By looking your question. A plus b into a minus b. A is 3, b is root 3. So 3 square is 9. Root and square gets cancelled. So 9 minus 3 is nothing but 6. So 6 is your answer. Third one, we have root 5 plus root 2 the whole square. So this is also in the form of a plus b the whole square. I think this you would have studied at your 8th standard, I guess. Even this also you would have studied. You might have forgotten, right? So now just listen. The full form of a plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Come on, guys, come on, answer. By comparing this, what is a? A is root 5, right? What is b? B is root 2. So the question is in the form of a plus b the whole square. So let I write it in the RHS form. So look carefully. In place of a, I am going to put root 5. We have square. So let I put square. Next I have plus. Next I have 2. Next I have into a. A is root 5. Next I have b. So into root 2 plus I have b square. That is root 2 square. Everyone know now root and square gets cancelled. So this will become 5. Plus, look here, this is multiplication. For multiplication, only one rule. That is, if the roots are same, I can multiply the radicand, correct? So let this 2 be as it is. So this will become 10. 5 2s are 10. Don't get confused. If I have to add only, the root and the radicand should be same. For multiplication, only if the roots are same. It might be a cube root or fourth root. If the roots are same, I can multiply the radicands. So 5 2s are 10. Again, your square and root gets cancelled. 2. So 5 and 2 is a rational number. So let me add it. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 2 root 10 is my final answer. And the last one is root 5 minus root 2 into root 5 plus root 2. Guys, you would have guessed, if you have understood the second question properly, you would have guessed. This expression is in the form of what? A minus b into a plus b, which is nothing but a plus b into a minus b only. Vice versa is also correct. So what is a plus b into a minus b? Just now we learnt now, a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. Can anyone say what is a? Just compare. A is what? Root 5. What is b? B is root 2. Guys, please don't take minus root 2 and all. B is just root 2. Okay. So let me write it in the form of RHS because the question is already in the form of LHS. So what is a? Root 5. We have square. Next we have minus. B is root 2, we have square, so put square. Root and square gets cancelled, root and square gets cancelled. So left over with 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2 is 3. So this is my final answer. So from next video, I'll be continuing you with the next problem. So until then, stay connected, stay subscribed, and thank you all. Love you guys.